Hey guys, welcome back to Within the Good Books. Today I'm going to be doing a new tag. It's an epic book tag. I was tagged by Steve. Figure things up. I'm definitely not Jon Snow. I'd love to be, but unfortunately it's not the truth. Let's jump right into it and see how it goes. So the first question is, if you could invite one author and one of their fictional characters to tea, who would you invite and what would you serve them? I'm not really, I don't know, very well known about tea parties, but I probably serve them tea. I guess nothing too special. Orange Pico would probably be the safest bet. But the people I would invite, I think, would be Elizabeth Bennet and Jane Austen, solely based on the fact that Elizabeth Bennet is one of the most interesting characters in all of literature. I'd say that, and she's. I want to find her someday, and I want to marry Elizabeth Bennet in real life. So if I could just bring her magically here, and I'm sure Jane Austen is somewhat a reflection of that as well. So I'd love to get to know them both. The question is, what book would I like a prequel for? Well, my favorite book of all time is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I think I'd like a prequel for that one, and basically on Lord Henry's life, because I know I said Elizabeth Bennet's one of the greatest characters, but Lord Henry's pretty interesting, and I love his kind of opinions and weird ideas on things, and I'd love to have just like an adventure, full of his thoughts and whatever he gets himself into, because he seems like a bit of a troublemaker as well. Next question is, which two characters not from the same book would I decide to play matchmaker with? I've had to put Elizabeth Bennet back in there because, she's just a favorite of mine, and I'd have to match her with Atticus Finch because, he's just a legend in To Kill a Mockingbird, and I think they make definitely an interesting couple, I guess. If you ran into your favorite author on a train, and you could say only one sentence to be, who would it be, and what would you say? Again, The Picture of Dorian Gray is my by far favorite book, so I'd say it would be Oscar Wilde. I don't know, I think I'd just say thank you for giving me a different perspective on things, because that book definitely, it was kind of fun and interesting to kind of, I guess, argue with yourself, because, Lord Henry brings up some weird points, but they're really hard to argue, and they're kind of an interesting perception on things that I wouldn't have had before. So what book made me a reader and why? As I said, earlier, I read all the Harry Potters when I was growing up, so that was great. And Lord of the Flies was something I read on my own, so that was fun too. But actually, I think what I'm going to say is The Great Gatsby. I mean, I read it in school, and when I was reading it, I'm going to be honest, I hated it. I hated the structure of how much I had to read within a certain period of time. But I remember after, with my English teacher, she posted some of the quotes on the walls in the classroom, and there's that famous quote about Gatsby's smile and how much it understood you as much as you wanted to be understood, or something like that. And I just thought that was beautiful, and I almost skipped over that because I was trying to get through the book quickly. But I definitely say that had a huge impact. Next one is, if my bookshelf caught on fire, which book would I save and why? And it's definitely just Picture of Dorian Gray, because that's my favorite. So not a very particular interesting answer there. So what dystopian society would I choose to live in and why? I think the one that I'd actually choose would be Brave New World, because everyone's in a dystopian society in a sense, but they're all kind of having a fun time, it's controlled by pleasure instead of kind of the opposite of 1984 in terms of, negative repercussions and fear. And so, I mean, if I'm going to choose anything, I guess I might as well have fun while doing it. Last question is, what is my most epic read of all time? I'm not quite sure what the question is asking, but probably the book I'm most proud of reading is An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser. It was suggested to me by my English teacher, and it's pretty long, and the English was pretty thick, and it took me a while to get through, but at the end of the day, reflecting back on the story, it's a pretty good book, and I'm pretty proud of it. Anyways, thanks for having me. So again, I'm not exactly sure who has done this tag yet, so I guess I'm going to tag two people, and one of them is going to be Books and Bobs, and the other one's going to be Elf Books. So cheers.